Hello there, everybody! Once again, it is I, TTBurger 88, also known as Tony, and welcome to another episode of TTBurger Game Reviews. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the first-person shooter genre. First-person shooters need no introduction. They are one of the most popular video game genres of all time, and still are to this day. The PlayStation had a big library of first-person shooters, ranging from Codename Tenka, Disruptor, Doom, Quake 2, Alien Trilogy, and more. Today I'm going to talk about a first-person shooter series that popularized the World War II first-person shooter genre. And that series is Medal of Honor. This video will be in 3 parts. Part 1 will cover Medal of Honor. Part 2 will cover Medal of Honor Underground. And Part 3 will cover Medal of Honor Frontline. But let's get started with talking about the original Medal of Honor, which was developed and published by DreamWorks Interactive and published by Electronic Arts. Medal of Honor was first released in North America on October 31st, 1999. It was also released in Europe the same year. The story of Medal of Honor, which was written by Steven Spielberg, takes place near the end of World War II and puts you in the role of Lieutenant James Stephen Patterson, also known as Jimmy Patterson, as he is sent to take on numerous missions to complete certain objectives and kill the Nazis in the process. The story is mostly told through mission briefing scenes and cutscenes at the end of each mission that give you the history of what happened during the time of World War II. While there may not be much story to it besides the mission scenes and such, it still works really well and it gives you great details on what happened in World War II. I give the story a perfect 10. Graphically, Medal of Honor is a great looking game, but there are some parts of the graphics that can be better. The gun models look amazing, and at the time the gun models looked so realistic that it made you feel like you were holding an actual gun in World War II. The backgrounds also look nice with excellent lighting and textures as if you were actually there on the missions. The character models, however, are the worst part of the graphics. The character models look very blocky and don't animate really well. They animate like stick figures, especially when they die. The FMV cutscenes look amazing for its time as well. The best part of the FMV cutscenes is that they are actual clips of World War II. So the graphics in Medal of Honor, despite the blocky character models, they look amazing, and I have to say the game looks a lot better than every Call of Duty game that is released out every year and stuff. I give the graphics a 9.5 out of 10. The sound in Medal of Honor is where it really shines. The voice acting is amazing, and not only does it have English voice acting, but it also has German voice acting as well for the German soldiers.
Your new assignment is a dangerous one. We're sending you back into enemy territory, but this time you're going undercover as a Wehrmacht captain. Now, the Germans have carried over some bad habits from the last World War. One is a love for grossly oversized pieces of artillery. You may have heard of the railguns Dora and Gustav. Well, meet their new sister, Greta. It became fully operational last week. This is the only clear photo we've been able to get because they keep hiding the damn thing. They've spent the last 7 days shooting it at the channel. This was a fuel tender, and this was a hospital ship. Greta's actually smaller than the Dora and the Gustav, but it's capable of firing a more powerful shell, and its reduced size gives it a high degree of mobility, so they're always able to move it before our bombers can get there. That's why we're sending you in to do it by hand. Your transport leaves at 1900 hours. Knock her out of commission, Lieutenant. Good luck.
The music fits the game perfectly. You have orchestral sounding music that fits each level. and other sounds such as footsteps from the enemy soldiers and other background noises are also excellent. So the sound in Medal of Honor is definitely one of the best parts of the game, and still holds up to this day. I give the sound another perfect 10. Gameplay in Medal of Honor is fantastic. This is how you definitely make a first-person shooter. There are 7 missions in the game that are broken up into 3 or 4 levels, and each mission takes place in Europe, mostly in Germany, and the variety of each level differs, ranging from ships, forests, snowy mountains, and more. The controls are excellent, and you have a choice of using the DualShock analog stick or the D-pad to move. The X button fires your weapon, while the square button reloads, the triangle button lets you jump, and the circle button changes your weapons. You can strafe with the L1 and R1 buttons, and you can crawl with the L2 button, and aim with the R2 button as well. You can also use the R3 button, aka the right analog stick, to strafe and look around as well when you're using the DualShock analog mode to move. The enemy AI is well balanced. They will do things like attack you from high areas such as trees and ledges. There will also be times where they throw grenades after you threw one at them, and they will also try to protect their buddies from you killing them as well. You also have a variety of weapons to choose from in this game, mainly consisting of American and German weapons, such as the M1 Garand, M1A1 Thompson, MP40, and the Walther P38, and more. The game also has tons of replay value to it, mainly due to the fact that the better you do in each level, the more stuff you can unlock, such as cheat codes, medals, pictures in the gallery, and more. But now, however, I must say that I have one negative thing to say about the gameplay, and that is when you die on any of the missions, you go back to the beginning. There are no checkpoints whatsoever, and this can be frustrating because you can be almost done with a level only to die and go all the way back to the beginning. However, this is something that I can definitely overlook because the levels are very enjoyable. So all in all, the gameplay in Medal of Honor is fantastic, and despite the minor complaint I had about having to start over in the missions and stuff when you die, I still find the gameplay very enjoyable. I will also give the gameplay a perfect 10. So in conclusion, Medal of Honor is a fantastic first-person shooter. It beats the shit out of every Call of Duty game ever made, due to the fact that the game has a challenge, replay value, variety of guns, levels, and it doesn't hold your hand like how Call of Duty does. I recommend you all to give this game a try because you will not know what you're missing. I give the original Medal of Honor a 9.5 out of 10 due to the blocky character models. And that's it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 where I will cover the sequel of Medal of Honor, titled Medal of Honor Underground. This is Tony, also known as TTBurger. Peace out, and see you all in part 2.